I lost 13 years of my life in this place. The place that I never, ever wanted to return. My name is Christopher Scott. I was wrongly convicted of capital murder. I don't think I could live with myself knowing that I got a second chance at life, not to fight for the guys that still behind prison bars.
My whole life gone, man. I can't never get it back. And they gonna never come back, man. They took it. They took my whole life, man. For nothing. I ain't robbed nobody, man. I ain't killed nobody. They ain't got nothing on me, man. Nothing, man.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. You know, we here to try to help you.
I know what God
You know what I mean?
man.
We here to try to help you.
I'm free. I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I ain't got nothing to hide, man. Nothing. I got nothing to hide right in the phone.
I was young when I went to prison. I cried and wrote people pleading for help, and it fell on deaf ears. Once sat in my same shoes. You wrote these type of letters for anyone to hear your plea, to acknowledge your plight and give a bit of advice. I'm an innocent man serving a life sentence. I hope to hear back from you one day. I started my own nonprofit organization trying to make a change for some of the guys in prison for crime they didn't commit. We have to kind of like contemplate if these guys are telling the truth or not.
Let me look at this. I'll get back with you on this. See what he's talking about a little bit.
I'm working with two guys who's committed to justice and who've been through what I've been through.
He's not giving us enough information. He's just telling us, I didn't do it. There was no evidence, you know.
We read their cases, we work their cases, and we try to get them out of prison. It was just too many cases like this, and it was time for somebody to do something about it. Now, Dallas kind of leads the nation in exonerations.
All right, what's happening?
You okay?
I'm good.
That's
I'm
good, man.
All right.
Back in that time where all of us was being convicted of these crimes, all of us fit that same type of profile. Middle-aged black guy, medium height, medium weight with a low haircut. How many people you describing when you describe it?
Right.
You describing, half the black men in probably in America.
I advocate all the time, if the prosecution doesn't prove his case, well, then he don't have a case. In most of our cases, the cases was not proven. They robbed us out of our life, 26 years of my life. I was robbed. All the witnesses misidentified me, every last one of them. And that's how I got the wrongful conviction.
What would it take to get you to, reopen the case or?
Well, automatically, you guys have credibility with this office because you've experienced it. And so we want to work with you to get to the truth.
My case happened in 1997. After 13 years, the killer came forward and confessed. His silence put me in prison, and his confession set me free. The day that they convicted me was raining, cold. It was the same day I went to prison, the same day, raining and cold, for a crime I didn't commit. You just don't know how it felt, getting on the bus, shackled. Soon as I went in, I'm seeing dudes get raped, stabbed, and everything. I wouldn't have never been put in that position if it wasn't for y'all. Why did it take you so long to confess?
But I just couldn't see how they could convict y'all because they didn't have no evidence. We made sure we got rid of the gun. There wasn't no need of me holding y'all in the penitentiary for something that y'all didn't do when I was already here anyway. This was a burden that was taken up off of my chest. I understand how hurt you is behind it. I can understand the part of your life that you lost. My nights might not be as terrorized as yours was.
No, they wasn't nowhere close to terrorized as mine.
I can understand that.
You saying, you know, you done been in my position. No, you have not been in my position. I had a judge that asked me why she shouldn't seek the death penalty when I went to jail for y'all. And the only thing I can tell her is, how can you kill an innocent man? I don't know if she felt like I actually did it or not, but she just didn't want to kill nobody that day. And I'm glad she didn't, because I probably wouldn't be here talking to you right now, getting this off my chest, trying to get some closure. I got taken away from my kids a long time. They was kids, man. And to see how they struggled without their father being in their life that whole time. They went through hell, just like I did being in prison.
I can understand.
You know what I mean? And for you to come and say you actually committed that crime, you know, I commend you of that. I can say thank you, but I'm not gonna say thank you. You know, I done forgave you, but there's something that I can't forget. Just believe y'all destroyed a whole lot of lives that day.
All right. So, without further ado, thank you for another episode of Something for the Culture. Welcome to the platform, Mr. Christopher Scott.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's start off. What's your thoughts from just watching that clip from your documentary series?
You know, I just saw the guy that, you know, really just had the key to my freedom. And the main thing about it was, when somebody holds the key to your freedom in their hands, are they going to actually open up their door for you? So when I'm telling him that, you know, I appreciate what he did for me, at the same time, I'm despising him all at the same time. Because I always thought, you know, you took my life away from me, but eventually you gave it back to me. And when I see that clip, that's what I think, because of the many sleepless nights I had in bed, knowing that I was innocent. And this guy sitting in prison, not doing the thing he's supposed to do, which we all understand. If you do the crime, you're supposed to do the time.
Right.
And it's crazy because sitting there talking to him right then, it was just like the night that the crime happened. Because while I'm going to jail for a crime he committed, he was standing right across the street watching me go to jail. And I'm thinking, how could you let a man go to jail for something that you did? But in that clip, he also said, how could they convict y'all? Because they didn't have any evidence and we got rid of the murder weapon. And my whole thing is, man, this is the state of Texas. State of Texas is gonna hang you. They gonna give you as much time as they can, even though they don't have enough evidence to convict you.
So, Mr. Scott, can you take us back to that night where you were apprehended, taken into custody? Just take us back.
Oh wow! Like it was a Sunday after. It was a Sunday. It was a Sunday, and I usually do my same routine on a Sunday. I usually wash both of the cars, do laundry, take my kids to the park, and watch Dallas Cowboys football. And after that, I feed the kids, put them to bed, get ready for school the next morning because I had custody of my two boys. But this particular day, a friend of my girlfriend, which I knew the guy through my girlfriends because their family went to school together. They've been living in the same community, you know, for all their lives. So I met Claude Simmons through my girlfriend, Brandy. And Claude Simmons he struggled with drugs. So I worked at the local convenience store, grocery store that was behind the neighborhood. And Claude used to come in and talk to me about, his drug addiction and just trying to, get off of drugs or whatever. And I could feel his pain because I have older brothers that
Mm-hmm.
experienced in drugs before. So I already knew what to tell him. And it was going to be the same thing I told him when I was a kid. Like, dude, you got to stop hanging around people that use drugs, and you got to want to stop using drugs for yourself. But this guy called me about 7 times before I even thought about talking to him. And that 7th call, I say, man, look, I'm going to get up and come talk to you, because I didn't want that on my conscience if he hurt himself or someone else going through, this drug addiction, because drug addiction is horrible. It's hard to deal with. I don't know that because I hadn't experienced, but I've been around people that had. So I got in my car to go to his place. Now, my place is about 35 minutes, maybe 40-minute drive to his home. So I stopped and got gas. I had the receipt in my car, and I'm quite sure they had the videotape. So when I got to Claude Simmons Street, I saw a lot of cops. And I'm saying I've seen so many cops. I've never seen these many cops in this neighborhood before, because it's a pretty good neighborhood. So none of the cops stopped me, harassed me, pulled me over, or nothing. So my take was like, man, I'm not even getting out the car. I'm going to blow my horn. He already expected me. He going to come out. So Claude, I blow my horn. He came out, got him a car. We made a couple of blocks around the corner, and I stopped him at his friend's house for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. He ran in, said something to his friend. I'm sitting in the car. He get back in. We go to 7-Eleven and get a soft drink. As we coming back, we see a lot of more cars racing up and down the street. And I'm telling him, look, man, something to happen. I got to get from out here, because I ain't got time to be dealing with these laws, these police. And he was like, yeah, I know. So soon as we turn on his street, cops pass by me again flying. They don't do nothing. So helicopter flies over my car, shine a light on my car. They veer off. So now another cop coming south, we going north. But this particular officer, she was a female. She makes a U-turn. Now my windows is tinted, so you can't see in. They looking for 2 African-American men. So once she turned around, I tell my friend Claude, I say, look, man, the po-po done pulled, done turned around. So we wasn't really nervous because we know we hadn't did nothing. But in my neighborhood where I grew up in Oak Cliff, when a cop get behind us, we usually park in a friend yard that's close to where we can park it until the police pass by, then get in our car and go the opposite direction. So I told Claude this night, I say, look, I'm just coming to your house to chill till the police calm down because something going on. So I go inside of my friend's house. This is when the officers see 2 African-American men.
Okay.
So now they look, the suspects are 2 African-American men. So we go inside of the house. I sit down, I start watching TV. The phone ring, the phone sits on side of me. I pick up the phone. Hello? Say, this is the Dallas Police Department. I'm like, what? He like, the 2 men that just went in the house, y'all need to come out. I say, Claude, it's the police. They telling us to come out. Say, hang the phone up, man. We ain't did nothing. We ain't paying no attention to them. I hang the phone up. It's his house. I start back watching TV. 45 seconds later, cops call again. Like, look, y'all 2 that just went in that house, I need y'all to come out. So I'm like, man, they telling us to come out. What's up? He like, man, we ain't did nothing. Ain't nothing happening. Let them go on about their business. But now, when I get up and I look out the window, the whole neighborhood now is surrounded. It's barricaded. It's cops, barricaded where you can't get through. Nobody can get through or out. So now the house is being surrounded because I see the cops shining flashlights in the window. So I'm like, man, what's going on? So I immediately pick up my phone, call my girlfriend. I say, look, I don't know what's going on, but it don't look good over here. Maybe you need to come over. She say, I'm on my way. I hang up. Now, I don't know what's going on. Claude don't know what's going on. So eventually I say, look, Claude, it's women and kids in the house. They see all these lights and these police out here. They scared. Let's go out. He said, okay, cool. The best thing to do to go out. But when they call and we say, hey, we coming out, they say, fine. Soon as we open up the door, it's like 9 cops running the house. I'm sitting on the couch. So I got 9 guns pointed at me. I'm like, why did it take 9 guns pointed on me? For what reason? I don't know. So they take me outside. They lay me on the ground along with about other black men. And then they random went pick guys that's looking to see what's happening. They go pick about 3 or 4 of them because I guess they fit the description of me. And they laid all of us down in this yard. And I was in the middle. So now the 3, I'm in the middle now. The people on my right hand side are the people that actually committed this crime. They was part of it. It was 5 men and 1 female. So 3 of the men that was in a getaway car was laying on side of me. The guy that actually pulled the trigger and killed the Hispanic guy was standing across the street. And the guy that was with him was standing across the street, which was Alonzo Hardy and D-Mite. Alonzo Hardy is the one you just saw me interviewing in the documentary. So eventually they tell me to get up. I get up off the ground. He take me to a police van. They drop some liquid substance on my hand and it drips into a bag. So they put me in a police car. They say, look, a female is going to come identify you. If she can't identify you, we have to let you go. I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine with me. She's not going to be able to identify me, so I'm not worried about it because I hadn't left the house none that day but to wash cars, and that's it, and go to the park with my kids. So my girlfriend ends up pulling up at the scene of where all this commotion is going. Now, the house where we at is not where the murder happened. The murder happened like 7 blocks down the street from this house I was at. And when my girlfriend pull up, I'm in a police car handcuffed. They say that's the female, snatch her, grab her. And I'm like, grab who? They say her. I said, grab her for what? That's my girlfriend. We've been at home all day together with my 2 kids. He said, yeah, okay, whatever. So they get her, pull her to the side. They tell her they want to search the cars. They search both of the cars. The police go inside of the house. Now they looking for the clothes that the people that actually committed this crime had on because the clothes did not match me and my co-defendant clothes. Our clothes did not match the people that committed this crime. So when they came out, they say they must have hid them or burnt the clothes because they are no longer in there. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? So they tell me the lady's not going to come identify you here. I'm like, what you mean? She gonna come identify you at the Capers bill, which is crimes against persons.
Okay.
So now they take me, my girlfriend, Claude, and about 18 more other people to jail that night. Now, once we get to jail, we're in this room where it's a big glass window. And it's like a little cutoff part where they done stashed the other 18 people. So now they handcuffed me to a bench in front of this big glass window. Now I can't hear what they saying. I can only read their lips. So the female officer that made the U-turn, that got behind us, walks the lady up to the glass window and points at me and say, this is the man that killed your husband. Now I couldn't hear, but I read her lips. And the Hispanic woman say, see, that's him, that's him. Now, in my mind, I'm saying, now I know I just didn't hear what I thought I heard, that what this woman said when I read her lips. And I'm like, nah, I'm tripping. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, nah, man, I'm tripping. I know I just didn't read her lips that she said that. So now I heard the cops, and this female officer is 6 white officers and 1 black female officer. So the black female officer is the one that got all of this started. And when I saw the witness, when I raised up and I said, I'm looking at must be the witness they talking about. Because they said one female was going to come identify me. But it wasn't a question, it was a statement when she pointed at me and said, this is the guy that killed your husband. The Hispanic lady didn't ID me. The police officer ID'd me for the Hispanic woman. The police lady took the Hispanic lady somewhere and came in the room where I'm still handcuffed to the bench. Now she in a corner talking to the officers like, did you hear what he said when he seen the lady that that's the witness? Did you hear him? Did you hear? So she was really trying to push them into saying, yeah, I heard him say this to try to use it against me. Now I'm still not being told what I'm being questioned for. So they take me to the interrogation room. The first thing they ask me is where I get my drugs from. I'm like, dude, I'm not a drug seller. Say, yeah, you're a drug seller. I say, dude, I'm not a drug seller. What are you talking about? He say, the neighborhood is telling me that you're a kingpin drug seller. And I'm like, dude, I don't know no kingpin drug dealer that works at a local grocery store. I don't know nobody like that. I don't know a kingpin that would actually have a grocery store job. I'm sorry. And then he like, start laughing or whatever. And then he like, yeah, okay, whatever. So I really got tired of that BS line of questioning. So I said, I'm not saying nothing until I get an attorney. So they say, you're not getting no attorney today. We're not going to allow you to talk to an attorney. Then I don't have nothing else to say. They walk out the room. I stay in the room about an hour. They come back. They say, Mr. Scott, I need you to stand up. Say, stand up for what? You're being charged with capital murder. Now, murder never came up. Only drugs came up. Only drugs. So now he say, you being charged with, I said, capital murder, man, what are you talking about? I didn't even know what capital murder meant. So he said, well, now you're being charged with capital murder. There's 2 crimes committed into one. I say, man, dude, what are you talking about? So now it's playing back in my mind. Why did they put that liquid substance on my hand? They try to see if I fired a gun. Okay, cool. Now, this is the crazy part. As I'm walking out of the interrogation room, police officer stops. He say, Mr. Scott, I do not believe you committed this crime. I said, I know I didn't commit this crime, but I'm going to jail for capital murder. He said, yeah, you're going to jail for capital murder. And he said, these are the reason I don't think you committed this crime. He said, for one, that lady just saw you prior to us putting you in a lineup. She couldn't pick you out. She couldn't. And the reason she said she couldn't pick you out, she said she was scared of you. And he was like, scared of who? Him. He said, Mr. Scott. She was like, yeah. He's like, why are you scared of him? He said, you can't be scared of Mr. Scott. And Mr. Scott is locked up in a room with officers, and it's about 12 officers around you. Why would you be scared? He said, that was for one. And he said, number 2, he said, Mr. Scott, you well dressed, you well groomed, you well spoken. He said, you're driving a nice car and you have an uncashed paycheck stub in your pocket. He said, this is not the crime that'll fit a person like you. This is the crime that fits a dope fiend. This is exactly what the officer told me. He said, I'm going to tell you one thing. It's nothing linking you to this crime. And he's saying that if you go to court, subpoena me to trial, and I testify in your behalf saying it's not linking you to the crime. I didn't believe the cop because now I'm going to jail for crime I didn't commit. Why am I going to believe you? But I kind of like, okay, we'll see when time comes. So now I go to Raymond. They give me $1 million bond. $1 million bond. They take all my clothes from me. They put me in a plastic jumper. And then he tell me, hey, Mr. Scott, you charged with capital murder. Your bond is $1 million. If you can make bond, fine. You can't. Court-appointed attorney will be appointed to you. They escort me out immediately, chained like shackled. And they say my attorney is here to see me. They said, I got attorney that night. And I'm like, why do I get attorney so soon? And they like, the nature of your case is capital murder. So any capital murder case, your attorney has to come see you that night. So I go see my attorney and he tell me like, what happened? And I said, I can't tell you what happened because I don't know what happened. I can only tell you what I did today. And I ran down about from the time I brushed my teeth to the time I got arrested. And I told him right then, and I said, look, I want to take a polygraph test. He said, no, we're not going to give you a polygraph test. And I'm like, why? He said, because you may fail it. I say, now, if I didn't commit this crime and I'm telling you that I want to take a polygraph test, that means I'm confident enough to pass it, and I'm telling you the truth that I didn't commit this crime. He said, well, I'm not going to advise it, and the courts is going to go with me. They're not going to advise, and you're not going to get it because you may fail. Right then, I say, no, I don't want you as my attorney because you already think that I'm guilty, because a guilty person is not going to ask for a polygraph test off the top. It's not. But I asked for it, and he denied it. And he told me, and this is bad, but I didn't even know capital murder was life or death. And when he told me that, I kind of froze. I was like, what? He say, that's a life or death sentence. You either get a life sentence in prison with eligible for parole in 40 years, or you get the lethal injection. Now I'm 25. Now I just had this terrible news. This is a life or death case. And I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? So I go to my team and I tell him, my attorney, I say, look, the streets is gonna talk. Trust and believe me, those streets that I just got arrested from, those streets gonna talk. You'll know who committed this crime probably tomorrow. The crazy part about it, the guy that actually killed the Hispanic guy went to his girlfriend after he did it, after he seen me go to jail, saying that I screwed up. I'm the one killed that Hispanic guy that Chris is going to jail for. I want you to go to the police and tell them what I'm telling you, but I'm leaving the state today. I'm leaving the country, or whatever the case may be. He left. Now I'm in jail. This woman come down here and tell the police what her boyfriend said. They tell her they don't want to hear it because they got the person that actually killed this Hispanic drug. He was a drug dealer. He was a drug house. Drug dealer. They went and what happened was, it was a drug deal. The female that I said they thought was my girlfriend went in the house and scoped out to see how much drugs and money that was in the house. She came out and told the guys what was in the house. They went in, and the Mexican, the Hispanic guy recognized the guy that had the gun and pulled his gun. Both of them shot. The Hispanic guy get hit. He died right then at the scene. So that's the whole backstory of how that robbery came to play. So now I'm in jail waiting on a miracle to happen because they got me pegged as the shooter. And this lady then came down and said her boyfriend is the one did it. They didn't want to hear it. So now what can I do? Now I'm stuck. So now the ballistic report comes back. I'm not the shooter. They didn't get gunpowder residue or forensics nowhere out of my clothes, my hair, nowhere. So they immediately go pick up my co-defendant, Klaus Simmons, and say, okay, since Christopher Scott didn't have powder residue on him, then you are the killer. So he wasn't able to be tested for it because, the period of time had exhausted where it can be picked up. So now both of us in jail for capital murder for a crime we didn't commit. We know who did it. We telling the people who did it, but they don't want to listen. So now I'm finna go to court. Now we picking a jury panel. This is why I tell people to don't run away from being a part of a jury panel. Man, we need everybody to be on them jury panels so you can use your own mind and your own opinion of what you feel is real and what you feel is not real. Because when I first went to pick my jury, an African-American woman stood up and said, Your Honor, I can't be on this jury panel. He said, why? She said, I used to date this guy. Now, I've never seen this lady a day in my life. She said that just to get off the jury panel. Now, at the same time, my girlfriend is sitting right behind me, and I'm like, baby, I do not know this chick. She lying. I don't know her. And she looking at me like, yeah, you're going to have to explain it. But she did that just to get off the jury panel. So we bring in 30 more jury panels. All of them say the same thing. We cannot convict this man because you have no murder weapon. No positive, no positive ID for one, and no physical evidence. They bring in 30 more people. They say the same thing. They bring in 30 more people. They say the same thing. The fourth group of 30 came in and she asked, can you find Crystal Scott guilty just on this lady words alone? One person stood up. One African American man stood up and said, yes, I can find Christopher Scott guilty for the crime that she say he committed. 10 minutes later, I had an all-white jury panel. And I'm looking at this dude like, bro, really? You the only person stood up and say you can find me guilty just on this lady word alone. An African, man, I was so disgusted. I was like, man, my own people got up and said this. Now I got an all-white jury panel. Now my whole thing was this: just don't keep me. Give me a capital life sentence. So now I'm at court, sitting in a chair with my attorney that thinks I committed the crime, and a judge asked me, Mr. Scott, tell me one good reason why I shouldn't seek the death penalty. And like I said in the documentary, how could you kill an innocent person? She looked at me and she said these exact words: I'm not going to kill you, but I'm going to give you a capital life sentence. Now, I wasn't even found guilty, but she said she was going to give me this. So, trial is on the way. I take the stand. I do the best I could. They're going to try to mix my words up. I take the stand first. I think I did great. My attorney say I did great. And even the people at the jailhouse that works in the jail was coming to me like, dude, they ain't got nothing on you. Why are you in trial? Your attorney is letting these people railroad you. These are the people that works in the court building. The guards and the officers are saying this. They screwing over you. They don't have nothing to do. They making up stuff. So eventually the cop gets on the stand and say, it's nothing linking me to this crime. If you had to ask him, he don't think I did it because they don't have no physical evidence to say I did it. They dismissed him. The police captain came to my trial and held up the two pictures of Alonzo and D. Mike, the two people that actually committed the crime. The judge and the prosecutor told a police captain that it was hearsay. We don't want to hear it because that is hearsay. How do you know it's true facts? The police captain said, my informants in that neighborhood and majority of that whole community is telling us that these are the two men that committed this crime, which was the two guys. Judge said, no, it's hearsay. We don't want to hear it. Throw it out. 4 hours later, I was convicted of capital murder. Capital murder trial usually lasts 2 weeks to a month. My capital murder trial lasted 4 hours. 4 hours. And everything we tried to bring into the courtroom to show the people of the jury and the judge that they was making a mistake, the judge and the prosecutor throwed it out. For one, they say the prosecutor and judge used to have a theme going on. And I was like, oh, okay, we up against this kind of system. And then on a break, my sister witnessed the prosecutor and the prosecutor and my attorney, slapping high five saying they was going to go have lunch after the trial was over. And my sister came in and told me about it. I was like, oh man, this man set me up from the beginning. So now I'm convicted of capital murder. And my judge asked me, did I have anything to say? I say, yeah, for one, I want to be able to hug my family. She allowed me to do that. And I told her that, look, you made a mistake. I know when I come back on appeal, I'll be in this same court. And you're going to have to realize that it is innocent people in prison now. You made a mistake. And they took me away. My co-defendant went to trial. His trial lasted 7 hours, and his deliberation lasted 3 minutes. He had the fastest deliberation in Dallas County history. 3 minutes he got deliberated on. 3 minutes. So now I don't know nothing. I don't know anything about the prison system, but I'm going. Now, my older brothers got 3 other brothers, 4 older brothers. It's 9 of us. It's 6 boys. It's 7 boys and 2 girls. So my 4 older brothers have been to prison a couple of times apiece. So I know about what they have told me, but telling me and experiencing it is 2 totally different stories. So now I'm going to prison at 6 feet tall at 140 pounds. So I'm like, man, I know what I'm finna have to go deal with down there. First and foremost, I'm gonna have to prove that I'm gonna fight. But it wasn't even that. It was how the criminal justice system did me. Because I'm looking at it like this is like a movie. And the prosecutor is trying to win an Oscar. So is my defense attorney. So whoever put up the best performance wins the Oscar. That means somebody's going to get found. You're going to either get guilty or innocent. So whoever wins, they win the Oscar. It's like a movie to them. And knowing that people in this courtroom is lying, this is on the prosecution side. You know they lying. You're like, what are these people talking about? You know that this kind of thing didn't happen in my trial. And you like, man, these people just actually really railroaded me, gave me a capital life sentence for a crime I had no knowledge of. And I wasn't even in the neighborhood when the crime happened. Now I'm being shit in prison. I pull up at this prison. It's a 5,000 man unit. Ragged prison, windows everywhere, getting out of this bus, shackled, man on a gun tower with an AK-47 pointed at you. And once I entered those gates and I looked back, I was like, I may not never see the free world ever again. That was my thought. And like, will I survive in prison? Would I have what it takes to make it or survive in prison? Now I'm from the hood. I'm from one of the roughest part of Dallas, Oak Cliff, one of the roughest part of Dallas. I grew up fighting. I grew up doing all of this kind of stuff. So first and foremost, that's something I had to go down there and prove that I fight. Did I want to? No, but it happened. And once I kind of got that situation out the way, I was pretty cool. But I know I'm in prison for a crime I didn't commit. So what kind of foundation can I put down in prison that'll keep me out of trouble so I can try to get back home to my kids? And the first thing I did, I was like, man, look, I'm 145 pounds, maybe 6 feet. What I got to do? I got to gain some weight. I worked in the field for about 3.5 years. Free slavery. You know, that's just modern day slavery when you got to work in the field from 5 in the morning to like 12 in the afternoon, 12 in the afternoon for nothing, just to get a meal. And I'm like, and I feel very disrespected because I'm like, we out here slaving in these fields for these white people on these horses. They talking crazy to us. I'm not used to this kind of thing. But now I got to obey what are they saying because this is my only chance of making it out the field. I got to perform in the field to try to get a job to better myself and make myself feel better about being in prison. Now, how can I do that if I don't institutionalize myself? So I always said, you can institutionalize my body, but never my mind. So that's what I thought about. So once I worked hard in the field, I got a job in the kitchen. So I say, okay, now my foundation is being put to work. So I get a job in the kitchen. I'm eating what I can eat because I can make homemade protein drinks, with eggs, milk, sugar, and all of this kind of stuff, make protein shake. So now I say I got to put on weight. So I don't want it to be just fat. So I started lifting weights every day, going to the gym, lifting weights. Then I got into reading books. I read probably about 3 books, maybe 2 or 3 books per week. I was a big book reader. And then I was like, I really got back into soap operas. So that was like, it's funny. That was my foundation I laid for myself to make sure I could stay out of trouble. I got a job in the kitchen. I go to rec. I read my books. I watch my soap operas. Now my day is over. So now I done got comfortable with the prison system, but now I got to figure out a way how to get out of here. And now the crazy part about it was my case has no DNA in it. So how can I prove my innocence without no new discovered evidence? That's what I had to have. Either new discovered evidence or somebody coming forward to confess to this crime. So now I'm in prison, getting along, maintaining, doing my thing. And I get a letter from my older brother. They call me Sean because it's my middle name. And he told me that he met Alonzo Hardy in prison. And this is what the letter stated. Alonzo Hardy was incarcerated with my brother. And Alonzo Hardy walked into the barbershop where my brother was working. Sit inside of my brother's barber chair. My brother started cutting his hair. And Alonzo Hardy told my brother the story of him and his friend robbing and killing a Hispanic drug dealer and his 2 guys in prison for that crime. And my brother was like, dude, that sounds like my little brother. And he was like, nah, this ain't your little brother. You don't know this dude. He was like, tell me something about the dude, because my name is Christopher Scott. My brother's name is Chris Scott. And I thought, well, maybe it was just so many of us, my mom kind of ran out of names or whatever the case may be to have them names so close. I don't know. So my brother was like, tell me something about it. This dude knew everything about me. Say, man, he go with Brandon Simmons. He work at Tom Thumb grocery store as a produce manager. He got 2 kids. He drive a green and gold Lexus, and he stay far north Dallas. My brother say, dude, that's my little brother you talking about. And the dude still didn't want to, Alonzo still didn't want to believe it. My brother say, look, I'm going to come to the rec yard. I'm going to show you a picture of my little brother and show you that this is my little brother I'm talking about. They go to the rec yard. My brother showed Lonzo Hardy the picture. Lonzo Hardy say, yeah, there's Christopher Scott. They saying it's me for committing that murder. So my brother tell him, like, look, dude, you got 2 choices. You either gonna sign a confession saying that you committed this crime and guarantee me you're gonna do it, or you ain't gonna leave the regular. My brother had a bunch of pull because he the barber on the unit. We take care of barbers on the unit while you're in prison. And everybody liked my brother. And soon as they saw the confrontation my brother was having with him, some of my brother partners came up and stood behind him. And Lonzo Hardy knew right then that my brother was serious. He knew that his brother was in prison for a crime he didn't commit and was willing to do whatever it takes for me to get my freedom. But Alonzo was already saying, like, look, I'm going to do exactly what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to write the affidavit to the district attorney's office, tell them me and this dude did it, and whatever I got to do, I'm going to own up to it. So when I read the letter, this is what my brother telling me. I don't get too happy. I don't get overjoyed. I don't get too sad. I kind of stay even keel because I couldn't believe that a guy was actually confessing a capital murder. I was shocked.
Right.
And then they did the affidavit. They sent it in to the district attorney's office. And the district attorney, this happened in 2002, got locked up in 97. The district attorney, I'm locked up 5 years now. The district attorney writes me back and said, we would never take on a case that didn't have any DNA in it, because there's no way we can prove that you're innocent unless you come up with something new discovered, and apparently you haven't came up with nothing new discovered. This is a closed case. It's dead. Do not write this office about this case anymore. This is what the letter said from my district attorney. I'm like, racist guy, been our district attorney for 37 years, Henry Wade. So I was like, man, what am I going to be able to do to get out of prison when the guy didn't confess to the crime? So this is when voting plays a major part in why I got out of prison. I'm sitting in the day room watching TV, going through all this madness. An African-American guy is running for the DA of Dallas County, Craig Watkins. Couldn't believe it. Didn't nobody believe it. Didn't nobody believe this guy was going to win. This guy was a bail bondsman. Me and this guy went to the same high school, though.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting back watching. This guy won in a red state, red county. This guy won the first ever African-American district attorney in the state of Texas history. You know how big Texas is. This was the first African-American guy to be elected as DA in the state of Texas history. Man, when that happened, it's crazy because the prison went out like our prison had won a prison Super Bowl or something. Everybody got to jumping up, slapping lockers, jumping on tables, because now we finally have a person of color in position to know exactly how the struggle is. And him knowing the struggle, the first thing he would do was look at what was wrong with our criminal justice system. And that's exactly what he did. This guy, first day in office, I'm watching him on TV. He says going to be some changes in Dallas County. It's a lot of things that's been going wrong here. He says first day on the job, the old regiment that was walking out told him to throw away all the DNA evidence that he had in the locker so nobody could get tested for DNA. He said right then he knew it was problems. There was a red flag. I'm telling you, I'm sitting on my unit after he got elected. 6 months later, I see 7 guys on the same prison that I was on get exonerated under this guy. He started exonerating African-American men, white guys, Hispanic guys, everybody. It was a diverse crowd that was getting out, but mainly African-American guys. Out of that 7, all 7 of them was African, 6 was African-American, 1 was a Cambodian.
Okay.
And I thought to myself, I was like, man, this dude making some moves. But I always saw the same attorney, the same prosecutor, and this same investigator working the cases. And I was like, man, if I can get these people to work my case, maybe I get some action. But the Criminal Court of Appeals, when I wrote them, well, every innocent project that I wrote, they gave me 1,000,001 chance to make it because they never heard of a non-DNA case getting exonerated. Say, we never heard of it. It's not going to happen. So you have 1,000,001 chance to get out of prison. And I'm telling people, I'm going to be that 1 out of 1,000,000. Watch what I tell you. I'm going to set that precedent. So I'm seeing these people on TV, and this is when it turned. This is why I go to law schools and talk to when they have law clinics, when they have undergraduate law schools. An 11th grader from the University of Texas in Arlington came to visit me. She was an 11th grader in college, probably no more than 19 or 20. Came in there, and she wanted me to confess to the capital murder case, to let my co-defendant, Claude Simmons, go. Because she was like, look, Claude Simmons has been in prison 13 years. He's done enough time for a crime he didn't commit. So I need you to do the right thing and confess to this crime. Now I looked at her and I was like, look, my mom always told me to respect women. But if you ask me to confess to a crime I didn't commit, I'm going to be disrespectful towards you. So the best thing I can tell you to do is lead the best way you came, and I'm going to lead the best way I came. And she went her way and I went my way, but it was just something that made us stay in that room, because when I knocked on the door, the officer wasn't there to let me out. Now she's standing at the other end of the corridor where she can't get out. And she just standing there looking at me. But I didn't know Alonzo Hardy had already came back, took a polygraph test, saying that he the one committed the crime. And he passed that polygraph test. So it was two people that committed the crime. She wanted me to be person number two, which I'm not going to never be person number two because I didn't commit that crime. So we sit there just staring at each other like we're in a Western movie. We ready to, draw our pistols or something. And she walked up to me again. She said, Mr. Scott, why don't you just sit down and talk to me again? I say, look, I don't want to talk to you no more. And just go, where you came from. She said, Mr. Scott, talk to me. Tell me what happened. And again, I say, look, I don't want to talk to you because you asking me to confess to a crime I didn't commit. She said, Mr. Scott, please, I'm begging you. Just sit down and talk to me. That plea that she did kind of softened my heart up for her. I say, you know what? As long as you don't never ask me to confess to that crime again, I'm going to talk to you. She say, sit down and talk to me. And when I told her my story about what I did that night, she said, that sounds like the same story Claude Simmons is telling me. I'm like, look, I can't tell you what Claude Simmons did before I got to him. But when I got to him, did none of that happen because the murder had already happened before I even got to the neighborhood. She said, you know what? I'm going to consider you a throw-in. I'm like, a throw-in? What you mean? She said, a throw-in. So I thought about when New Orleans had the bad Hurricane Katrina. And these people was, dying, losing their homes, losing their business cards. And they called these people refugees, and they was from the United States. They was from America. They was being called refugees. And a lot of those same people end up coming living with us in prison, where we were sleeping 2 to a cell. We end up sleeping 3 to a cell. 2 people on a bunk, top bunk, bottom bunk, and somebody sleeping on the floor. And I thought about that, and it kind of made me mad a little bit because the way she referred me as a throw-in. But I thought about it, and I said, well, if I'm going to be a throw-in, I'm not tripping about being a throw-in as long as I get out of prison. She said, Miss Scott, I'm going to take your case back with Claude Simmons' case, and I'm going to see what the district attorney is going to say. Now, I'm not thinking about it because I'm thinking like, well, yeah, I done heard all these songs and dance before. So now I'm sitting in my bed. It's about a few weeks to pass by. And I get a lay-in saying I got mail at the mailroom, legal mail. Now, I know this is the answer to what the decision was about believing me, and out to the mailbox, to the legal mail room. I was so nervous. I've been on this unit 13 years, so the officers saw it, and they like, Scott, what's wrong with you? You look nervous. We ain't never seen you looking nervous like this. Something wrong with you? I'm like, nah, man, I'm just gonna come pick up some legal mail. And when they see in the legal mail, they like, it be the bad news or good news. And when I went to get the letter, I seen a district attorney name on the front. And I didn't even want to open up the letter because I didn't want to feel rejection again or feel that I'd have been let down again by the criminal justice system. So I thought about it. I said, man, should I open it or don't open it? I said, no, I got to open it. And the officer say, look, we're going to give you a little time to get yourself together. Just sit over there for a minute. And I opened it up, and it was saying that we firmly believe that you may be telling the truth about your innocence. that this particular attorney has been put on your case. And it was the same attorney I saw getting all of these people exonerated, Michelle Moore. And Michelle Moore works with me now with House of Renewed Hope. And I was like, man, I'm finna go home. I said, if these people take my case, I'm going home. I didn't know if I wanted to run or walk because I knew if I would have started running, they would have tackled me like I was playing football. So I said, I'm going to walk home. And I walked to my cell, and the officer tried to put me in a day room. I'm like, look, man, I just got some news. I can't be around people right now. Let me in my cell. He wouldn't do it at first. I heard the phone ring. Boom. He told me, to read my letter in the hallway that I looked at like something was wrong. He called down there and told him, let me in the house. Let me in my cell. They let me in my cell. I let out one of the loudest roars I thought I could ever let out because I felt like maybe things was changing. And what really did it was that following weekend, maybe a couple of weekends later, my mama was ill then, she ill now. She had never came and seen me. I get a visit that Saturday and I walk in, I see my mom that I hadn't seen since my trial. And that was over almost 13 years. And I'm like, what is mama doing down here? And that I embraced her. I couldn't believe she was actually there. And I'm looking at her. And she had this look on her face. My mom had a beautiful smile. She had this look on her face like she was happy about something. And I sat down, I held her hand, we kissed, I embraced my brother, and I asked her what was wrong. And right then, she started praying for me. I look at my brother, he give me that look like, man, mama, she gonna pray about everything. And I'm like, all right, cool. And she just looked at me, she said, baby, this will be the last time mama see you wearing white. And I looked at her and I looked at my brother. He said, yeah, man, the people has reached out to us. You may be getting out because they believe what you're saying. But you got to come back and take a polygraph test. Instantly, I get hot because I'm like, dude, I asked my attorney for a polygraph 13 years ago and he denied me. He said, well, now, bro, you got to pass it to get out of prison. So I tell my mom, them, I say, man, y'all go on, leave, go home. I see y'all soon. Hug my mama, hug my brother. They left. I went to my cell again, thought about it like, man, am I really finna go home? Is this nightmare really over? Is it really over? I'm not going to believe it until I hear the judge hit that gavel and say you're an innocent man. So maybe a couple of weeks pass and I get the lay-in saying that bench warrant, Dallas County, no return. And I'm like, man, I'm finna go back to where all of this even started at. I'm finna go back to Dallas County, where this nightmare started, where it began, and where it's finna end in my favor. That's all I was thinking about. And the people came and picked me up. And I was kind of mad because I asked them when was my court date. They say, well, your court date is October, but they picked me up at the 1st of September because I wanted to be left in prison because now I'm used to the prison system. I'm not used to being in the county jail no more because I know county jail is full of young, hard-head, wannabe rappers beating on the doors in a wall all day long. This is what I'm gonna have to deal with. You taking me out my comfort zone. And he was like, look, there's nothing we can do about it. You got to come back. It's a court order. So I'm like, all right, dress me out. I dressed me out. I got back to the county. I run right into my co-defendant because they put us in the same holding cell. And it was crazy. I'm sitting in my tank. I know I'm finna have to take a polygraph test. And me and my co-defendant is separated the whole time. And I'm going to tell you how tricky and how dirty officers in the court system here. So eventually they end up putting us on the same tank, which is a no-no. Do anybody on the same case cannot live together, cannot be on the same tank. So it's time for us to get ready and take our polygraph test, maybe a week away. This district attorney come to see me. The district attorney, the head guy, he come and see me. And he sits me down because Craig Watkins started the CIU, Conviction Integrity Unit. It was the first one ever started. Now, a whole lot of other cities has grandfathered this CIU. A lot of other states has it. And he looked right at me. He said, man, look, I'm going to tell you something. Coming from a black man. He said, look, I started this CIU to help men and women that was falsely in prison. He said, I've never put my neck on the line for nobody before, but I'm doing it for you. He said, I've never did a case without no DNA in it, but I'm doing it for you. And the only thing I have to ask you right now, Mr. Scott, did you commit this crime? No, sir, Mr. Watkins, I did not commit this crime. Did you have any knowledge of this crime? No, sir, Mr. Watkins, I had no knowledge of this crime. He looked at me, guy stands about 6'5", real dark complected. I always got a suit on, but all of his suits, he got different colored cowboy boots on with him.
Mm-hmm.
Legs crossed, he leaning back. He rubbed his little old beard, goatee for a minute. He said, Miss Scott, I believe you. He said, but now understand this. If I let you go and you end up being a person that actually committed this crime, my whole CIU unit will be destroyed. And it's going to make me look bad, and I may not get reelected again because I'm taking a chance on you. And I'm like, ooh, he taking a big chance. I'm like, you putting your career in my hands that I'll pass a polygraph. He was like, yeah, I'm doing it. Then I say, you don't have no problem to worry about then. Your career is saved because I'm innocent, and I'm going to prove it to you. He said, that's all I want to know. 2 days later, we go and do my polygraph test.
Mm-hmm.
And my co-defendant went first. So my co-defendant has high blood pressure. And he was full of high blood pressure medicine. And his came up inconclusive. So he had to retake his. So I went and took my polygraph test. Polygraph test took me 6 hours to do. 6 hours polygraph test. It's not as simple as people go in and say stuff. No, it takes about 6 hours for you to do that polygraph test. What made me the most proud about taking it, my attorney was there. She said, Chris, it's 24 police officers in that room next door waiting on you to fail. Waiting on, but they won't have to admit that they made a mistake. So I need you to pass this. You're going to be the first persons that ever to get exonerated without no DNA. So pass this polygraph test. I said, you got it. 100% sure I'm going to pass it. Sit down. He asked me 4 questions in about 25 different kind of ways. And he came back. Say, I concur. Police chief concur. Polygraph chief concur. Your DA can concur. You was telling the truth. And I was like, after 13 years, asking for a polygraph test, this all it took. He said, Mr. Scott, the laws of the justice rose slowly, but they do roll. I say, yeah, 13 years is a real slow turn of justice, ain't it? I got up. The investigator that had been working all the cases took me out the room, and all the police was in a line to try to shake my hand. And he seen how I looked at him. And the investigator was like, and this is exact words. He said, shit, Mr. Scott, you ain't got to shake now one of their hands if you don't want to. What you gonna do? I say, shit, well, let's go. I ain't got to shake their hand. I don't want to shake their hand. And I told them why when I walked by. I said, I don't want to shake y'all hand because y'all the same officers that wrongfully convicted me and took 13 years away from my life. I don't want to shake none of y'all hand. Have a good day. Got in the police car, took me back to jail. I stayed in jail about 2 more weeks because they wanted to get the actual shooter off the street. And I felt like that was wrong. I'm like, I am declared innocent, but you telling me I got to sit in jail until you get this guy off the street. They were like, yeah. I'm like, look, dude, I'm not scared of this guy. This guy's not going to harm me. I'm not worried about him. Just let me get out of prison. Let me get out of jail. I done served 13 years and I'm a free man, and y'all know that. They didn't let me out. 2 weeks later, my attorney came and said, D might, and you would be let free in a couple of days. And me and my co-defendant was exonerated at the same time, same day, sit right next to each other, right next to our attorneys. And that was like the most beautiful day that I probably could ever imagine. Because just imagine the weight of that brick off of your back. When you walk into a courtroom, you see that whole neighborhood that came to the police station, that came to your trial every day saying that you're innocent. Now, this whole community and neighborhood is inside of this small courtroom waiting to see you get exonerated. It was like something I've never seen before. It was a feeling that I probably would never experience before. And I understood that it was really real when the judge hit that gavel and said, Mr. Scott, you are actual innocent. You're an innocent man. And actual innocent is the highest bar because actual innocence means that you get compensated. And right then, I knew that I would have money to get by, but you can't put a price on a human's life. Money don't solve all the problems. And that day, the lady that actually said I killed her husband, she was at my exoneration, surrounded by those same 24 cops, like she was gold at Fort Knox or something. And I'm like, why are y'all all around this woman? Because ain't nobody gonna harm her. She made a mistake just like right along with y'all made a mistake. And as I'm leaving the court building, I stop in front of her and tell her, I say, look, don't ever say a person committed a crime against you if you're not 100% sure. Because you're sending an innocent man or woman to prison, or worse yet, to death row, not knowing you just picked me because the cops told you to pick me. I told her, just follow your own mind next time. And if this ever happened again, be your own judgment. And I left out of there and had never seen her again. And that's pretty much that whole story of me being convicted of capital murder to being exonerated.
Wow. So, I mean, your story is amazing.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
No.
All right, go out and come back
I
in.
could at first. I can't hear you no more.
Can you hear me now?
No.
All right, try to go back out and come back in.
Hello?
Go out and come back in.
I can barely hear you.
Hold on 1 second, honey. Okay. Yeah, while we try to get his technical difficulties together, let me play the rest of his movie from True Conviction. And to answer y'all question, if y'all want to know where y'all can find If y'all want to know where y'all can find
I can hear you
his,
now.
okay, perfect.
Good.
I was just letting them know if they want to know where they can find your movie. They can locate his movie, True Conviction, on Amazon Prime. So that's where
Yeah.
you can be seeing it.
And also tell them it'll be streaming live. I mean, streaming for free on PBS starting on the 22nd.
Okay, that's even better. So for those who have PBS, which everybody should have that channel, you said what was the date again?
The 22nd.
Okay, the 22nd it will be streaming live. So y'all don't, if y'all don't have an Amazon Prime account, y'all can go to
Go to
PBS on the 22nd and catch that movie there. I will say I watched it, and when I first watched it and after I watched it, I hit Mr. Scott up immediately to give my thoughts on it, and it brought me to tears. Not just his story, because there's two other men that you came in contact with that y'all formed a business. Can you tell us about those two men?
Oh yeah, Johnny Lindsay and Stephen Phillips. Well, I met Stephen Phillips. That's the white guy. He did 26 years for a crime he didn't commit. I had
Mm-hmm.
met him my first day being exonerated, because every time a guy get exonerated, we all try to go to the court, show support, and it usually be about 20, 25 of us, and all of us give him $100 bill apiece, so he can at least get out with some spending money in his pocket. Unfortunately I didn't get that, but after I got out, I think it actually really started. And
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Phillips was one of those guys that kind of like forced himself on me and said
Mm-hmm.
this to say that. He walked up to me and he said, "Hi, my name is Stephen Phillips. This is my fiance, Connie Jean. I got an apartment for you in North Dallas if you want to come out there and chill for a minute, because you know the walls will go to closing in on you." He said, "Take it from me. I've been there." But I didn't trust white people then. And it wasn't that I'm not prejudiced, because that guy's my best friend right now, Stephen Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't trust white people then, and I didn't trust him. So I was like, no, I'm okay. And it was crazy. He started laughing. And he said, I said the same thing when I got out. He said, I give you about a week, while I start closing in on you, you'll come holler at me. Man, I was right at 40 years old. I'm on mama's couch. And I think I was on mama's couch for about 3 days. And when I called Stephen Phillips, I say, look, walls closing in on me fast, buddy. Can you come get me? And he said, yeah, I'm on my way. Him and his fiance pull up, and I have a few clothes. And then his fiance like, what you doing? I said, I brought enough clothes, to last for a couple of days. She was like, no, you're not coming back. Go grab everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave me such a plush apartment, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, fully furnished, food, just overloaded with food, and everything you can imagine you want to eat was in the refrigerator. And this is really when I really experienced what I can really call freedom, because I was free. I had my own space, and I didn't have to share it with nobody. And I really paid attention to what a flat screen TV was, because in prison we didn't have flat screen TVs. We called the TVs in prison the TVs with the booty on the back, which had all the extra stuff on the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm asking him, like, what kind of TV is that? He like, smart TVs. Like, what do you mean a smart TV? Like, a smart TV, it just does what you want it to do. And I'm being so amazed about all of this new technology that's going on. So he said, I'm gonna let you get acclimated, get yourself together. He said, in a couple of weeks, we're gonna try to buy you a car. I said, buy me a car? He said, yeah. So now I'm living in this nice apartment, which, Stephen Phillips was living here, but he moved out of there and started living with his fiance, which they kind of lived in apartments like diagonally from where I was staying. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
staying in the best apartment. I'm like, y'all give me this apartment and y'all take that one. I was surprised. I would say, was like, yeah. I was like, man, it gets no better than this. And all of a sudden, me and Steven became close. Man, they took me to get my driver's license, birth certificate, ID, but it was so hard for me to get them because I didn't have a driving license, an ID to get my birth certificate because you need one to get the other. So I had to take around a newspaper clipping to prove to people that I was falsely in prison. I made the cover of our Dallas Morning News. So I had to take the newspaper clipping around to show the people that I was just getting out of prison, that I didn't have any identification. And the people felt sorry for me and they gave me my identification. Steve and them took me everywhere I needed to go. If it was the grocery store, if it was to see my mom, if it was anything. And not only that, Stephen Phillips took me to the bank and opened up me a bank account. He put
Wow.
$20,000 in that account. And he told me, he said, I've been paying your rent for a couple of months. And all of this, he said, I don't even want that money back. I just want the $20,000 I put in your account. Everything else I done bought and did for you, he said, don't even worry about it. Just give me that $20,000 back. We're going to be okay. I was like, man, you the dude, man. I really appreciate that. He said, man, I just know how it is getting out of prison, not having nothing. And that's how me and Stephen became friends. And when I started the House of Renewed Hope, Stephen Phillips was one of the first people that say, I want to be a part of that. Michelle Moore, that attorney, was my first person that got me out of prison. Then that investigator that helped me get out of prison joined forces. Then that prosecutor that helped us, a lot of us get exonerated, joined my force. Then Stephen Phillips joined my force. Then I brought in other people that I felt like was going to be good to join forces. Johnny Lindsay came in around the time true conviction was just being made because I was working on investigating cases already. They wanted to come in and film me, but I didn't know that an actual documentary was going to start behind this until one day I'm at a meeting after Johnny say, hey, I want to be a part of something that's giving back, that's going to make a change in my life, that's going to make a difference. He say, I see your organization is doing that about making a difference. I want to join. Now, here go Stephen, here go Johnny, here go me. 3 men's combined years in prison of 63 years together combined. And we just started working on these cases. And then I'm at a meeting one day, and a guy that works at the Texas Observer heard me saying that I'm gonna start a detective agency, become an investigator and investigate cases. He thought that was amazing. He said, man, I have a friend that's a documentary producer at Stanford University, the documentary teacher at Stanford, that's looking for a film like this to make. Would you mind talking to him? I was like, sure, I talked to him. So that day that they was coming down, I had a group meeting at my house with a lot of more exonerees, but Johnny and Stephen was there. And we was doing a NPR segment about my organization and what we was doing. And we filmed it. And the producer came down and filmed it as well. And that's how me, John, and Steven just really bonded doing this filming. We bonded because Johnny just came in, but Steven had always been there. Me and Steven was working, but Johnny won. Once Johnny came in, you know, all 3 of us just bonded together and we made this documentary. And it was crazy because once we did that NPR in the documentary, about 3 days later, I had about 65 producers from Hollywood talking about movie, TV series, all kinds of stuff. And it was so overwhelming It's like every day somebody else wanted to do a movie about us, a film about us, or whatever the case may be. And that's how pretty much me, John, and Stephen took off.
So then let me ask you this: with the current state that our nation is in right
Right,
now,
right,
all these protests currently going on. Um, at first they were peaceful, then violent, now back to peaceful.
right.
With everything going on with situation at hand
Mm-hmm.
with Mr. Floyd,
Right.
what are your thoughts on everything?
Oh man, there's so many different things that goes through my mind when I actually see the video. As even see, it always starts out from the beginning, the first responders. And when you get first responders that don't follow rules and guidelines, this is what's going to happen. Because apparently it was supposed to be in a fake 20 in
Mm-hmm.
the store that this Hispanic guy called the cops for what? I don't understand. If it's a fake $20 bill, dude, it's fake, get out my store. Don't come back or
Right.
whatever. They would have killed that. And for me to see cops to abuse their authority in that way, because cops has a way of antagonizing us, because they know antagonizing us makes our blood boil. And sometimes we can't control what we can control about being antagonized, because we've been going through it so long and we've been seeing it now since cell phones had came in existence, how cops
Mm-hmm.
treat African American men. Now, as I'm watching this, I'm hoping that it doesn't turn out to be like another Gardner case, Eric Gardner case. And when I see this officer put his knee on this guy's neck, and it's like he was being boastful about it, because you got your hand in your pants and it's like you applying pressure because you leaning on it. And when I'm hearing this guy saying, I can't breathe, that's exactly what that means. I can't breathe. Get off my neck. I can't breathe. And when he called mama, that did it for me. Because what do you think the first thing I called out when that judge gave me a capital life sentence? Mama, why they do this to me? Mama, why this happened to me? The first person I hugged when I turned around when I got found guilty was my mom. The first person I hugged when I got exonerated was my mom. So when he called for his mama, I felt that pain just as much he was feeling it. And it made me want to be this type of person. It made me want to police the polices when I see things like that happen. And there's a crowd of us around. What do we do? Do we intervene and risk being laid out on the side of George, Mr. Floyd? Or do we do nothing? So I think it's time for us to do something. We got to put ourselves in that line of fire. Like, look, I can't sit up and allow you to kill this innocent black man in front of me like that with your knee on his neck. So why don't all of us just bum rush the cops? So that was my intention. Like, what would I would have did in that situation? Because I could have easily been the one that's filming that film, or I could have easily been the one with the knee on my neck saying I can't breathe, or it could have been one of my loved ones. And we said this a long time ago when we do a lot of lobbying at our state capitol in Austin. We told our legislation in 2011, take away cops' immunity, because that's what's doing it. When there are no checks and balances for people to look at, things like this is going to continue to happen. No checks and balances. When no checks and balances happen, African American men and women suffer for it. We get falsely imprisoned. We get murdered for no reason. We get choked to death. We get shot in the back 7, 8, 10 times running away from the problem. Or we inside of our own homes eating a bowl of ice cream and get killed. Or we in a bed with our loved ones and get killed. So when there's no checks and balances, it's going to keep continuing to happen. And once we take the immunity away from the cops where they feel like, look, if we do something that we know is wrong, we can be held liable for it, they're going to stop it because don't nobody like cops in prison. And them going to prison, no, they're going to have a hard time in prison. So we must keep posting, doing Facebook Lives, filming these cops doing wrong. Because what we see here is a change. Let's keep sending these cops in to their police force. And at the same time, when we see they committed a crime, we don't want them suspended with pay. We want them fired. We want them charged. And we want all, monies cut off from the Dallas, whatever police department you work in. Because how you going to kill me and still have a job where I still be suspended and getting paid? No, we got to do away with that. We need, once you commit that crime against a person that you didn't supposed to commit it to, we need you to be indicted, go to jail. First, go to jail. Indictment can come later. We want you to go to jail, make bond. If you can't make bond, sit in jail, get indicted, go to trial, get convicted, and go to prison. That's the order that it has to be in, because if it's not in that order, things will never change.
I agree. Can you tell us about what you're working on now?
Well, actually, you mean in like case or just in general?
In general.
Oh, okay. For one, we started a documentary series, 7-part episode. PBS has already bought it. It comes out next year. It's just really showing you the history of Dallas County, how all the Black leaders in our county has handled Dallas throughout the years. Because right now, majority of our leaders in Dallas, Texas are African American. Our police chief, our sheriff, our constable, all of those are African American women. Our DA is an African American man. We have about 25 African American female judges in our court buildings. At first, it wasn't very diverse. Craig Watkins made it diverse by making other people run against incumbent judges. That's why I feel like Craig Watkins lost his election, because, he made people run against each other. Yeah, and another thing, that series is going to be great. We was pretty much through filming it and coronavirus hit. We start back filming next month in July. So it'll be ready for us to drop next year. Also, I'm working on my first book. Oh man, it's going to be fire. It's going to be dope. The name of the first book, because we're doing a series of books, is called Misidentified. That's the book title, Misidentified. Because I was misidentified by a person that led me to go to prison for a crime I didn't commit. And also the cases that I'm working on, I got good news about a case that I was working on now, that a criminal integrity unit has offered to do a DNA test on the guy who I've been working on his case. He's been locked up for 25 years. And we know he didn't commit this crime. And I feel the district attorney's office and the CIU don't feel like he committed this crime because of the fact, they found other people's DNA on this lady's pants. And it wasn't him. He was just pretty much the scapegoat to get a conviction, just like with me and my co-defendant. And it's great. And another thing I have going on, I've just started like I say, doing my own radio show.
Mm-hmm.
It's called True Convictions Talk Show. It comes on every other Wednesday on DFWI Radio.
Okay.
So they should tune into that every other Wednesday once I feel comfortable about going into the studio, um, doing that show. And I'm always going to different schools and colleges because I love interns. And I'm always looking for people that want to be attorneys. And I go to those law schools because a lot of the people that works for my organization now was once interns or now are interns. So if
Mm-hmm.
anybody that's even there in North Carolina that want to intern with a House of Renewed Hope, hit me up on my website because I'm looking at 45 cases of men and women claiming their innocence out of North Carolina right now.
I know that's right. So, before we wrap up, there's one particular person that I want to ask you about
Right.
from the documentary,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't remember his name right now, but it was the guy. He had spent a lot of time in prison.
Talking about Isaiah Hill. Talking about Isaiah Hill.
Yes, Mr. Hill.
Mr. Hill.
His story, when he broke down and told you
Right.
everything that he had been dealing with
Right.
in prison, from being raped to being beaten up, just
Right.
you could tell he was so exhausted
Right.
and
Right.
tired.
And it was crazy because when I received Mr. Hill letter, Mr. Hill IQ is like 45 or 50. So he couldn't
Mhm.
read, he really couldn't write. So his cellmate wrote to me and he said, man, if you come hear this guy's story, you wouldn't do nothing but reach out and listen to this guy. And I thought about it. I said, I'm going to go see this guy. And we filmed it. And, it became a part of the documentary. And when I first walked in there and he told me, Mr. Scott, I was raped. I was raped by 4 of my own people. 4 black men raped me. My heart went out to him. And I couldn't tell him, I understand how you feel because I've never been in that position.
Mhm.
But my heart went out to him. And my whole thing was like, dude, I'm going to do everything in my power to get you out of prison. And I was a man of my word. Once I couldn't get him exonerated, and I said, if I can't get you exonerated, best thing I can do for you is help you make parole. He was already locked up 41 years then.
Right.
41 years.
They
41.
got him, and then they get him young, right, when he was a kid.
Yeah. Like 18 years old. And for $150, you give this man a life sentence and he do 41 years for $150. And we actually caught up with the guy that actually committed the crime. He
You
just
did.
didn't want to, Papa Dog. He just didn't want to confess to the crime. And the crazy part about it, I understood why, because he was like, look, Mr. Scott, the only reason I won't, because I don't trust the justice system. He say, because look what happened to you and Mr. Lindsay and Mr. Phillips. I don't want to be in that position. But I say, you the one did it. He said, yeah, I did. But I'm not going to tell him that. And right then, I wanted to punch that guy so bad, but I was like, no, it's not what I'm here for. I'm here to try to help Isaiah get out of prison. And man, once we got this guy out of prison, and I seen him break down in back of that car, I cried at the same time he cried then. They just didn't film me crying. And the part that really got me besides that is when he told that woman, ma'am, can I have a hug? I haven't hugged a woman in over 41 years. And she gave him a hug and embraced him. And that's exactly what happened to me. I had never cried in prison, getting out of prison, or whatever. But when I got out of prison and I met a stranger and I was talking to her sitting on the couch, we was talking about my crime, and I broke down and cried in front of a total stranger. And as I'm crying in her arms, she's praying for me the whole time. And once I have like a 2-3 minute, one of those cries where it's tears and snot and everything running. I had one of those kind of cries. And she prayed for me, and I wiped my tears. And that was just God cleansing my soul from that experience. And there was the same thing about Mr. Hill. That cry cleansed his soul. And now Mr. Hill has been married. He's gotten married.
Mm-hmm.
He's living a joyful life in East Texas. It was so much we had to do for him. We had to get his Social Security. We had to get his disability. We had to get his insurance. Me and Mr. Lindsay walked that guy through that whole process. And that's what we do to each individual that we get out of prison. We walk them through that same process as people did us. We do it to other people.
Well, I want to be the first to salute you for everything that you have done and everything that you are trying to continue doing.
I
We
appreciate
need
it.
more. We need more people like you because there's so many, especially African American males,
Right.
in the system right now. And half of them, I'm not saying that all of them don't belong there, but while some of them don't, some of them that do belong there, the time
Right.
that they're given is way too much for some
It's
of the
way too
crimes
much.
that they do.
And the last thing that I want to say is to our juveniles. Like they're charging our juveniles at 16 and 17 years old as adults here
Mm-hmm.
in Dallas County. And I just got approved to travel through our juvenile system here in Dallas County and speak to all juvenile facilities that we have here about just not want to be so quick to want to be a part of something that's not good for you. Because people of that age in prison get taken advantage of. And I've
Mm-hmm.
seen it, and I try to tell these young kids, prison is not for young guys, young boys. You got a lot to live for out here. Don't put yourself in a position where you can't get out of, because you got to understand everything you do has consequences. And some of those consequences is not going to turn out good for you. And I always try to tell them, remember, everything has consequences. So I'm glad
Yep.
I got approved to go talk to these young men, to try to make them better men, try to make them see the positive side. If you have to go do time, I'm going to try to show you how to do time. I can be a consultant to people that's going to do time and try to get them through the rough times just talking to them. Because going to prison is not a cakewalk. It's a lot of obstacles you're going to have to go through when you get there.
Well, again, Mr. Scott, I want to thank you for coming in and telling us your amazing story on something for the culture. I'm going to give you this opportunity to let people know if they're in the same predicament as you, or even
Right,
if they have a family member that's in the same
right.
predicament that you went through, how to contact you for your help.
Just go to www.houseofrenewedhope.org. Go to our website at houseofrenewedhope.org, and we have a questionnaire on that website that you can fill out and send it to us, and it comes directly to me. And I the one make the decision on what cases that we take, what cases that we accept. And I'm telling you, if you feel like you have a loved one that has been wrong, falsely in prison, reach out to House of Renewed Hope. Because if I can't help you, I can refer you to someone that can. Because I have cases in different cities now, and my organization is branching out. We're in 4 cities now. Before the end of the year, I want to be in at least 8 to 10 cities that's working on cases that's helping House of Renewed Hope.
Amazing. And again, if you guys want to check out True Conviction, his whole entire story, everything that we discussed here tonight. A free streaming on it is going to be on PBS on the 22nd. And in case you missed that viewing, you can go to Amazon Prime. If you have an Amazon account, go to Amazon Prime and type in True Convictions, and you can watch it there. Again, Mr. Scott, I thank you. I salute you, brother, and I'm so glad that you are free and able to help other kings in the same situation as you.
I appreciate you. Keep doing a wonderful job. I've started watching you, and I'm very impressed with what you got going on. And keep up the movement, sister. We need people like you.
Thank you. Is there anybody you want to give any last shout outs to before we go?
I just want to give out a shout out to, the people in Dallas County for always supporting me. People from all around this country that also supports me. And I started out saying this: don't ever run from being a part of a jury panel, because just your one vote alone can stop an innocent man or woman from going to prison, or worse yet, going to death row. Thank y'all. Y'all been wonderful.
Well, we'll catch y'all on another episode of Something for the Culture. We have a few guests coming up this week and next week. We'll have Positive K, Christopher Williams from New Jack City. Yeah, we have a couple of things coming up. So y'all tune in. We'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a good night.
Peace.